Welcome to the HPRT Thursday meetup, August 25th. I wanted to share some highlights and progress so far that we've been working on. Frontier, a conglomeration of carbon capture buyers that include Facebook, Google, Stripe, Shopify, Wood Mackenzie, I think a couple of others. They have about $1 billion essentially of pooled funds to purchase carbon credits in advance. So we fit perfectly within what they're trying to accomplish with sequestration of 1,000-year minimum and with that kind of level of durability. We are working on an RFP that just became available on the 22nd. We're working our way through that to get that submitted for the September 2nd deadline. Simultaneous to that, we're working on the draft life cycle assessment for being included on Puro Earth's registry, essentially, for carbon purchasing or pre-corks or pre-carbon dioxide removal credits. And interestingly, going back to Frontier, they've been purchasing credits for like $500 a ton to like $1,800 a ton. The NASDAQ has the current listing of cork credits are at $140 per ton for biochar. And so I think that we'll be somewhere in that ballpark, but also considering that we're a nonprofit and we'd like to have, for US purchasers, have a tax deductible component to purchasing our carbon credits. So that could actually increase our pricing and going out 5 to 10 years into the future, giving someone a good deal. Also, there's some great notoriety, I think, to having Frontier purchasing credits from us, as well as being on the Puro Earth registry with the likes of like Zurich Reinsurance purchasing credits from there and other large bulge bracket groups, including Frontier purchasing from there. We're well on our way to that. Also, we did get a positive thumbs up from our local Morgan Stanley representatives to help sponsor a Hot Planet Repair Team event in the end of September, beginning of October, but also having a series of them through season down here so we can take advantage of the philanthropic community in the neighborhood here, and also just expanding awareness and some of the progress that we've made and are making with that philanthropic community, I think will go a long way. There's some exciting things that Puro Earth has been working on for the expansion of their registry. They're working on a 5 million ton RFP between now and 2030. That could be a really exciting pathway for large scale purchases. The demonstration facility that we're working on building here in Collier County would be 16,000 tons per year. So a 5 million ton order over the next 8 years is pretty significant. I just wanted to share that. We've been working on the life cycle assessment for the demonstration facility that look absolutely amazing. Alan's been working on that as well. Alan, anything else you want to share and highlight along the way?
We'll have a digital twin probably of what we're working on that we'll be able to show everybody probably next week sometime, maybe earlier. Been working with our German partners on that. One of our partners is Caterpillar and their Division Solar Turbines. We're going to be entering into a relationship with them. That's going to be rather interesting because I think we're going to be able to show and prove out a zero emissions gas turbine system with what we're doing with the Germans. It's going to be real interesting to see where that goes. I really don't else. Everybody's really working really hard, and we got a couple of deadlines and we're trying to get those, and there'll be some updates, I'm sure, on the website as we publish these grant applications. And we don't have anything else, Tyler.
On that, when I spoke to Puro earlier this week, the USDA has provided a grant to a national biochar initiative for several $1 million. That just shows that they are kind of pro biochar, which is a great sign for the US. And it's also a great sign for our $42 million USDA grant application. That's a good sign for us. We haven't heard any confirmation from the USDA yet on any of the grant applications, but we're imagining that in the next 30 days, we'll start hearing some.
I just got an email at 9:29 this morning from Virginia Green, the acting deputy director of climate smart commodities for USDA. And she says selections are anticipated later this summer.
Well, summer's over for school kids, so
she's like going to let it go till September 20th.
Yeah.
That's why I love saying things like summer or spring.
Yeah, Rich had a good terminology for those words in our last working call that we just had the last 2 hours with.
Weasel words.
Weasel words, yeah.
That's why I wanted to put like in the application word, but it said month, year, because I was going to say, why don't we say fall?
Yes. Well, that's some good news from USDA, though, that they are planning on having responses out this summer. That's exciting because we'll have our meetings here in Naples, and hopefully with that positive response, along with Puro Earth and this Frontier RFP, we've got ourselves a multi-pronged attack for capturing carbon and starting to untrash at least our atmosphere. And that's a good sign. So anybody else have anything they want to share on some progress or highlights of the past couple of weeks of their untrashing efforts or their recruiting efforts?
I'm looking forward. So as we discussed earlier today, I'd love to get my hands on a nice database with good contact information to go outbound for our fundraising. That's looking ahead. So nothing to share from the past at the moment.
No, that's great. And we also brought on a senior philanthropic representative, Jonathan Thomas. He's been active through his circles of getting us in front of some pretty influential people, most of which in I believe the Rocky Mountain Institute and some associated organizations. That's a good sign for future collaboration. And he's planning on coming down here and being here for the initial kickoff meetings in here in Naples. All right. Well, that's pretty much it, I think, Nancy. You can go off to the pool with the kids and have a great time. We're going to get back to work to this RFP and get this banged out. And in probably, I guess we have till the first of the week, really. It's the 2nd of September.
Yep.
Oh my God, already back to school. Well, you guys, thank you. Everybody on this panel. Oh, amazing. All you all, I'm signing out, but it's not because of any of you.
Thanks, Nancy. Being able to work with everybody here to get this RFP out for Frontier is great. And then the life cycle assessment that we're doing with Puro Earth is basically a living document that we can utilize dramatically across other groups for, oh my goodness. Alan shared his screen. What kind of chart is this, Alan?
This is called a Sankey diagram, but it actually shows you everything that comes in and everything that goes out of our black box. This is part of the life cycle assessment work we do, is looking at all the mass balances, counting every atom and molecule that goes in and every one that comes out, tracking carbon all the way through it.
That is awesome. So we're changing the world one step at a time. The journey of 10,000 miles begins with a cash advance. Our famous Yogi Berra quote. In any case, I think we're well on our way to getting that attention, both from the Puro Earth and the Frontier groups. So that's a great sign. Hey, Kelly.
Hey, how's it going, guys?
Good. Good to see you, Kelly.
Nice to see you. I had the pleasure of meeting Jeremy at the Southern Hemp Expo last week. Just actually, it was only a few days ago. Some really exciting stuff going on there. Met some really cool people and look forward to talking to anybody about it who wants to dive in and learn more. But it was great to meet somebody from the Hot Planet Repair team there. It was cool that we got to connect and look forward to all of the meetings and introductions that come from it as well.
Oh, that's great. Yeah, I was asked to speak at that event and I just was stuck in my little corner of the Naples bubble. And I was also asked to speak at the UN again in October. We'll see how that goes for the Regenibus event that they're holding at the UN headquarters there.
That sounds super exciting. Hopefully we can make it happen, but October is a really hectic time here in the hemp space for harvest and all of that and all these processing facilities that are kind of starting to kick off. So if anybody wants to dive into any of that, let me know.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Kelly. I think that's it, unless anyone has anything else they'd like to chime in on. Paul, if you'd like to say hello and introduce yourself, that'd be great.
Yeah, Paul Jelinas. I was here 2 weeks ago as well, just trying to be part of the group here. And of course, Tyler, you and I spoke last week, I believe, some stuff that I'm doing. But in my little world with my partner that I'm trying to raise some money for in the medical waste to reduce the cost for medical facilities with the product that we have, or he has, I should say, my partner. So I'm just trying to learn about how you guys work. And you and I, Tyler, talked about that. And I did reach out to Jonathan. He's going to call me whenever he can. You know, it's my plight. And I was introduced by Steve. Steve introduced me 2 weeks ago to here. So I was a little bit late this morning, but I definitely want to be on.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks, Paul. Thanks for joining. I'll let everyone get back to their days, but thank you for coming today and onward and upward. We'll get more updates to everybody in the next week or two.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Bye
Thanks,
now.
Bye.
Cheers.
Thanks, guys. Nice seeing you, Steve.